Hello everyone, it's Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic. Hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday. I am so excited to be back and crafting with you after a little bit of time out of action. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my camera in the right place. All right, let's see. Okay. Hope everyone's had a fabulous week so far, and you're having an amazing Tuesday. I'll just wait 1 second while people hop on and say hello. If you're watching, make sure you tell me where you're watching from, and and also make sure you say hello so I don't think that I'm talking to myself. I'm just trying to make sure I've got every one sorted. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if I... Oh, hi, Glenda. Lovely to see you. I'm glad you're watching. Excuse me for being still froggy. I am probably 90% better. I still have a froggy throat, so... but if I drink water, I cough. So we'll get through tonight with hopefully not too much coughing. So tonight we are playing with the Round We Go bundle, and I just love this bundle. It's on page 63, and they've got some really nice samples up here, but you can do so much with this set. Oh, Glenda, thank you. I am much better than what I was a week ago, and 5,000% better than 2 weeks ago. So I've been creating with these, this Round We Go bundle, because it's our product showcase for August. I'm not sure if the blog posts that I have done have all gone live, so I need to go back and check that. But let's have a look at some of the things that I've made with it, and then we'll make tonight's little project. So this is the first one. Now this is just simple stamping, and I've just done a bit of fussy cutting, so it's nice and bright. And then I've done a slimline card. Oh, I need to get in the right spot. There we go. That looks like a better spot. Then I've done a Christmas card. Hi Jackie, thanks for watching. Now this is using some new products that are coming out in the next mini catalogue, which is available in September. On reflection, that says Christmas. It doesn't show up well, even though it's gold embossed. It doesn't show up well. Oh, there's more, Glenda. I've been really busy with this. So the bundle has how are you, Jackie? The bundle has some really cute circle dies. It's also got a die to make rosettes, but you don't need to use it to make just rosettes. You can use it to do fancy edges and all sorts of things. This is another one from the my little collection. So these ones are all stamped, and they're all stamped in one colour, and then it's second generation stamping. So yeah, if you have a stamping platform, that is what you need for that. It makes it so much easier. And then I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and I used the dies to make some pretty little flowers. So all of these projects will either be on my blog or come out with my newsletter, and anyone who purchases the Round We Go bundle from me during August or September will get the actual tutorials of how to do 4 projects. It's different, isn't it? And it's so easy. Like, you just cut those 3 times and make little flowers out of it. Now, long before I was a card maker, I was a scrapbooker. So I decided this was a perfect scrapbook page. So I used the rosette, and I've cut it in 6 different times, and made a really big rosette and done a scrapbook page. So yeah, and that was with the Unbound Beauty paper, but really simple layout. And that photo was taken in Kerala in India when I was much younger. And then I decided to use the rosettes in a different way and do this scrapbook page. And so this is, I've cut the rosettes 7 times. And this is the same trip, but I was in Thailand there. And yeah, so that's when we were much younger. But yeah, so you don't have to use that Round We Go bundle just for cards. I wanted to show you that it's perfect for card making as well, and scrapbooking. So I just thought this was a bit different, and I've used some scoring as well. I need to put them in a frame, but that is my venture back into scrapbooking after a very long time. So tonight we are using... Hi Glenda S, lovely to hear from you. I've got a message for you later. I've got something for you. So tonight's project, we're only using 1 stamp from it, and excuse me for sniffling. We're also using some of the dies. Now I have die cut everything, but I want to show you. This is the rosette die. So to make a rosette, you would cut 2 of these and join them together. Join both ends together. So it's really, really easy. And it's made even easier if you've got a hot glue gun, and I've got mine turned on beside me. And if you want a smaller rosette, you can just cut it and then cut down the centre, which I have done for 2 of mine. I've made a couple of the rosettes, but I want to show you, I want to put together a card and show you how I've made a bigger rosette. So we're using some paper from the annual catalogue. Now I don't know if you might have missed this, but every colour family in the annual catalogue has a stack of designer series paper. I'll just put this stamp on the block so I don't lose it. Okay, and so I'm using the neutrals and paper today, and so this stack, it has 4 designs in it. This is half a pack of the DSP, and see it's got 4, and it's every colour in that colour family. So we've got Misty Moonlight, we've got Basic Greys, Smoky Slate and Grey Granite, Pecan Pie, Crumb Cake, well that's Smoky Slate there, Mossy Meadow, Blackberry Bliss, and Night of Navy. Okay, and Early Espresso as well. So, you will find those in your annual catalogue, or if you're using the online store, you'll find them on the bottom of page 98. And so you get 40 sheets in a pack. So if you so if you have a friend you want to share them with, that's a really good option. Okay. So I've done a bit of the cutting first because, to be honest, I didn't know how well I would be tonight, because once it gets dark I start feeling a bit unwell, so it's some sort of influenza. Now I've got my card base, which is an Early Espresso, and a piece of Basic White. Then I've got a piece of the Crumb Cake. Now I've cut out the middle of that because I didn't want to waste it. Okay, and then I've got a piece of Mossy Meadow. I've got some scraps left over from when I did my cut my rosettes. Okay, I've also cut, now this is 3 of the rosette pieces, and I've glued them together. Oops, probably a little bit too well there. I've glued them together, so you'll see one side's got a spiky side and other side is rounded. Now, although it's designed so the spiky side's supposed to go to the centre, you can go the other way, so don't think that you have to do that. In that set of dies there are also these scallop circles, so I've cut out one of those, and I've also cut out one of a crumb cake piece, and this is going to be a guide for me because I don't want to make a really small rosette. I want to make a nice big one. Then I've cut another 2 of the different circles, so one's and I have embossed them. So this one I've embossed with the dotted circles embossing folder, and this one here I have embossed with one of the basics 3D ones, this one here that looks a bit like linen almost. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to see. Whoops. So, and then I've cut a little bit, so there's a piece that looks like, I'll show you what it looks like. So I've cut these little bits out of half of these, and these are going to be our little toes for we're making an owl, okay? I haven't made an owl for a long time, and I thought I wanted to show you something completely different of how to use these dies. And so look at how got all these different dies in here. And like it's got one, these dies here, they can create feature bits on it, right? And same with that one. So it's got all these different dies. I need to put my magnets in there. They've got this one that does embossing as well. And so what I am going to do, I don't want to die cut tonight. I'm just going to well, no, I wasn't going to, but I can sort of demo. So when I cut my rosette down, all I did, because to make these smaller ones, I just basically lined it up and cut it in half down the middle, right? And so no, I wasn't going to, Megan, and hello, Megan. So I made these two small ones, and so basically all I needed to do was on the back, I'd cut this piece like this here and just put that on the back and put some hot glue in the center and then just push them in. But I'll show you how to make a big one. Sorry, Megan, I'm not showing you how to make a small one. Okay, and so you cut it before you actually cut it before in half long ways before you crinkle it up. So it's already pre-scored, so it scores and cuts at the same time. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, yeah, it would still work, definitely. I always cut I actually cut my paper before I fold it, because it makes it so much easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our silicone craft mat and my trusty Ryobi heat gun, glue gun. It is the best invention ever, because it, what's the word? It charges on Steve's drill charger and everything. So what I'm going to do, you can use glue, but I'm using you can use multi-purpose glue, but I'm using the hot glue. I'm just going to pop that on. And the only reason I'm using the hot glue is it just sticks a little quicker. It dries quicker. Now, be careful you don't burn yourself. And actually there's a new Ryobi glue gun that's out that's much smaller than this one. I've got my eye on it for Christmas, and it's cordless and just makes a big difference. No, Glenda, I'm trying not to do too much. Although this afternoon after I finished work, I had to trim the dog, and that took an hour and a half. So we had to have a rest after that. So the tool that was delivered the other day, Megan, is an engraving and laser cutting machine. So I can make my own wooden elements and engrave stuff and all of that sort of thing. So when you've put it together, when you attach all the end pieces together, so we've got 3 here to make it the size I wanted. Megan, it's out of the box and we haven't played with it yet. We just haven't had a chance. I wanted to engrave some blocks and some bone folders and things like that. And I have a project that I need to do for Christmas. Okay, so what we're going to do is right in the middle of this piece here. So I put this smaller piece in because I'm using that as a guide. It's roughly in the center. And I'm going to put a big blob of hot glue in the center. Okay, and I'm doing lots. Okay, way more than I actually need. Move that out of the way. And then I am just going to push this into the hot glue without burning myself. So that circle in the center actually provides me with a little, so that you only need that circle if you're making a bigger rosette, and that just gives you a guide to make it nice and what's the word, nice and even all the way around. So for these ones I didn't, because I was just pushing them together in the center, I didn't need that big thing. So then I'm going to put a bit more hot glue on. Right, and I'm putting it on the actual paper, and I'm going to actually put some other glue on this piece here. Now I haven't made these owls. I used to make these owls all the time because my niece was really into owls at one point, and so I used to make owls quite regularly. So I'm just going to pop that in the center. So so this is the owl's body, and the dark is part of its yeah, the dark is part of the stomach. You know how some birds have like darker feathers on the outside of their stomach. And I'm going to just grab this bit here. And yes, Megan, I'm using the wrong end of the glue again. And I am just going to pop this on top. So that's the middle of the owl's stomach. It's going to be a pretty big owl. It's probably going to be too big for my card, but that's all right. So that is the body, the rosette body. And how simple was that to put together? I'm much better, Megan. I'm much better. So we've got these little bits here, and these are our little feet. I've lost one bit off. Oh, here it is. So what we're going to do, when I take my pick tool. Now, ours have 3 toes. Well, my owl's going to have 3 toes. So I've just cut this in Daffodil Delight. Oh no, I got enough there. And I'm just going to pop a bit of hot glue on that piece and stick that. We don't need really long toes, just little toes. Stick that on there. So that's one lot of toes or claws, or what do the owls have? Do they have claws? I don't know. Talons, maybe that's what they are. The owl's talons. That sounds fancy. And we're putting the glue on the right side of the. Now the only problem about this hot glue gun is that the glue's really stringy. That looks about right. So, well, I'm just going to sit that there for a second. I might move it up a bit. Let's see if we can do that. I used my glue gun so much today that I had to recharge it before I came on tonight. So we're just going to sit that there for a moment. And I've got these circles. These are also from the dies, and we're missing one. Oh no, we're not. So what I want to do, Because remember, owls have really big eyes. We might just stick these on first. So owls have really big eyes, don't they? So we're going to pop a bit of hot glue up here, right? And we're going to stick one eye on. And hi, Marnie. And then we're going to pop a bit of hot glue. No. I'm going to pop a bit of hot glue here. We're going to stick this eye on. So there are our eyes. So we've got the fluffy bit around the owl's eyes, and we've got the now it might need a little bit more hot glue for that bit. It's probably that it's stringy and you don't want to touch it because you don't want to burn your fingers off. I'm doing much better, thanks, Marnie. It's just the end of the day. Someone said to me, oh, I think you've got the 48-day cough or 42-day cough, that there's a para-influenza going around. And it's like, really? Hope not. So let's try and make sure that they're... All right, so the inside of the owl's eyes, I'm going to grab my early espresso. I'm just going to turn that off now. Ink pad and my blending brush. And I don't know if I'm actually going to keep this like this, but I'm just blending, putting a bit of ink around the outside. We're going to see if this works. And if it doesn't look right, we just don't use it. Oops. Now this one's a bit wonky, so when we put it on our thing, we'll put some dimensionals underneath it to hold it up. So I really like this Round We Go set. Megan, were you on earlier when I showed my scrapbook page? Yeah, it's a simple project. It reminds me, the owls remind me of brownie guides, because the brownie guide leader is often known as the brown owl. Well, it used to be when I was a kid and when I was a brownie leader. So we're just going to get some yellow. So this is some daffodil. And make it nice and yellow. And you don't have to ink it up, but I think when you ink it, it just makes it a little bit more... I was too old for brownies, Marnie, but I was a brownie leader for the whole time I was in guides and in ranges. So yeah, Mum wanted me to be a rainbow, but Dad wasn't in the lodge, so Masonic Lodge, so I wasn't a rainbow. All right, while I've got my blending brush out, I'm going to just ink around the outside of two of my bits here. So I've got my brown. I'm just going to ink really quickly. So this is the piece of white that goes on the inside. The only reason I'm inking it is I don't want it to be quite so harsh against the early espresso cardstock. So I'll just ink around that really quickly. Okay, well, and I don't want it to be, what's the word? I don't want it to be precise. I want it to sort of look a bit woodlandy. So, and I'm going to grab my crumb cake with my middle bit cut out because I was being frugal. And I'm just going to go around the edge of that as well. Just to soften it just a little bit. Now, I was a BP guide, Marnie. So when I got my BP award, which was a new award when I joined, at the time I was the youngest that in the country that had achieved it. So that was pretty exciting. And I wanted to join Venturers, but Mum wouldn't let me because there were boys at Venturers. So she was frightened that I was going to, I don't know, they were going to lead me astray because I was young and impressionable. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So then I'm going to just do the same with my mossy meadow as well. Oh, look, I can just put it on the table. This piece of grid paper's on its way out. It's been used so many times. And I'm just doing that to just soften it. Okay. And it's good to do all your sponging or your blending all at the same time. Now I've got these scraps. Megan has exciting news to share. Tell me, Megan, tell me. What did I miss? Have you been, is your leg all better? Is that your exciting news? I hope that's it. Oh, I did the wrong side. Whoops. So these are the scraps from when I cut these little rosettes. Okay. So tell me, Megan, I missed that. And again, I'm just sponging. And then this is even littler scrap. I'm not going to worry about blending brush that one. Now while I've got my ink pad out, now I've cut this die. I'm hoping it's the right length. Now this is from one of the new things that are being released next month, okay, with the mini catalogue. And it's from the Peaceful Seasons suite, I believe. So I'm just going to stamp happy birthday on that in my early espresso. It's funny, when I say espresso, I have to really think about how I say it because I didn't know that it was said that way. And my daughter, when she was a barista, used to go mad at me. That is fantastic news, Megan. I am so happy for you. That little hole will get better soon, I hope. Hi, Fiona. Thanks for joining us. So, Fiona, we're playing with the Round We Go bundle. So, but mainly the dies tonight. Okay. So, let's finish off our little owl that we're making. So, can you see, is he starting to look like an owl? I don't know if I want these big ones. Yes, I do. So what we're going to do, first of all, turn these two little ones over. Oh, leave that big one up. And we're just going to put a bit of glue on the back in the middle. Whoops. Probably not that much. Okay. Okay, that is fabulous news. I am so happy for you, Megan. It's been a long time for you, and it seems it's a long time for us waiting for news from you, but it must be even longer for you, feel even longer for you. Okay, so I put that in the middle. So I'm going to pop this one in the middle of that one. So, because owls, their eyes are darker on the outside. Well, some of them are. All right. So I'm just going to put my hot glue gun back on again. And I'm going to put a bit of hot glue. Might have to wait a second. Yep, just got to heat back up really quickly. While it's heating, we might... my screen keeps freezing. You can have a two-legged shower. Oh, imagine what it'll be like when you can have a bubble bath, Megan. That'd be awesome. Or a swim. Oh, that would be so good. Okay, so let's start putting this together. So you'll see we've got these strips. So what I wanted to do, and you'll see I dropped it on my ink pad, but I'm not worried about that. So I want to put these little extra strips down the bottom, just to add a little bit of interest. I seem like I've got 50 billion things on the go at the moment. So I'm really looking forward to this Friday night's class. We've got a kit class and I've finished prepping for that today, so I'm so excited about that. I'm just sticking that on here. It's sort of like a branch, yeah. And you just need to adjust it so it's it doesn't go off the edge. Alright, so that's one. I'm going to use the other side of that one. I should have put this one right down the bottom, shouldn't I? Now this is, oh Megan, I even showed it in the catalogue what DSP I'm using. So I'm using the Neutrals 6x6 DSP assortment on page 98 of the catalogue. And if you're wondering what page the stamp set, the bundle is on, the Round Me Go bundle, it's on page 63. How good's that? Oh, I'm so organised today. Okay, I'm just going to pop this across there. And we'll, whoops, make sure you put it the right way. I'm putting it fairly close to the bottom because I think my owl's going to take up a lot of space. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that on. Cut off that excess. Now, I didn't bring any embellishments upstairs. Knew I forgot something. I thought I was so organised. And then we've got the last bit of our DSP. Now that is the back side of the body. So, yeah. Now we'll just, I've got glue everywhere. Oh. And when you get glue everywhere, grab a baby wipe and just wipe off when it's that multi-purpose glue, liquid glue. Just wipe off the excess with the multi-purpose, with your baby wipe. Okay, so we're going to trim that down. I'm not worried about that little bit there because his toes are going to go over top of that. Okay, so let's just finish off our owl while now the hot glue gun has reheated. Now let's see, just pop a bit of glue in the middle, stick our one eye on, and next week I'll show you something completely different with this same bundle. And for those who missed it, if you would like me to go through the other projects that I showed with this bundle at the end, just pop a thing in the comments and I'll show them again. Okay, so we got our little owl. He doesn't have wings, but he's okay. You could put wings on it. I think that it would make it too much. I'm just trying to get rid of that glue. All right. So next up, we're going to stick this on the white on the inside. All right. Now, make sure when you're sticking your white on, and I made this mistake with my scrapbook because I used the other end of my glue, and I had a few bubbles on my scrapbook page. So make sure you smooth out any bubbles, and one way to do that, get rid of that excess glue there, is to just get your bone folder and just go push it like that. So then you can just, you've got that, you don't have any bubbles or anything in there. Right, we're going to pop this piece on now. Now I have some thread or twine, I don't know what that's from. I think it's from a kit at some point. I just found it in my stash. And it was the first thing I grabbed rather than linen thread. I would normally use linen thread, but I am using this instead, so I'm going to unravel it a bit. Okay, will do, Megan. I will show those at the end again. And for those of you who are waiting on my newsletter, I'm sorry, it is late, and there is a reason for that, and you will get it this week. So I'm just going to unravel this thread a bit because I don't want it to be really thick. I want to have a few strands, but I don't want it to be super thick. And the beauty of this, what I should have done is unraveled it after I threaded it through, but anyway. So you put your thread through these little holes in this die cut. Now, as I said, this is a new die that's coming out next month. Oh, did everyone see the exciting news today? Stampin' Up have opened up the availability of all the Close to My Heart products. So previously you couldn't buy Close to My Heart products unless you had a Close to My Heart account, and now they've opened it for everybody as of today, so that's really exciting. And there's some really cute little things on there, some stickers and all sorts of things. So, oh, I forgot to tell you what size the paper was. Yes, it is great. We can purchase them. Like, the stickers are amazing. Now, note to trick for young players, do not unravel it before you thread it through, okay? I was really excited when I heard that news too, Marnie. So what I'm going to do is I want to put my happy birthday, I think I'm just going to put it up the top here. It might be too big. We might wait. We might put our owl on first. It's going to be too big. So we might just have to put the happy birthday on the inside. And that's okay. Or the owl could be holding it. That's even better. Okay, so we're going to stick our paper on. Now you can adjust the size of your owl by the amount of the size of the circle that you put in the middle, or the number of things that you join, rosette pieces that you join together. Yes, it's going in the middle, Marnie. Although there's lots of work in that middle of that owl. And what I want to do is, while I've got my blending brush out, I'm just going to put a little bit of espresso over the top of the centre of my owl, just to make it a bit more fun. All right, so now we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of the owl's eyes. Right. And I'm going to also put some dimensionals on the back of the feet, just to make sure that they don't go flat. So let's just take the backing off those. Now, Sharon Dalton taught me a really good trick this week, and I had never seen this before. But when you are using dimensionals, put a little bit of the liquid glue on the dimensional, right? And then what that does is it gives you a little bit of wriggle room. So if you want to adjust where your thing is, you can. It doesn't stick straight away. See how that's moving? And so then when you've got it where you want it, you can just stick it. It's very brown. It's a brown owl. Okay. All right. So we're going to just change this, what we're going to do with this one. And we'll just pop it across the centre, but I think it needs a bit of blending as well. So I'll find a clean bit of my thing, and we'll put a bit of yellow on there, just to brighten it up a bit. And see, I didn't even need to put more ink on it. It had so much ink. Now, don't blend your yellow where you've got a darker colour ink, because what happens is it's going to pick up the dark ink if you did it that way. So yeah, thank you to Sharon Dalton for showing me that trick with the dimensionals. And I think the yellow just makes it a bit brighter. So I'm going to grab a couple of dimensionals and pop them over top of the twine. And again, put a little bit of that liquid glue on the back there. And it looks like he's carrying it. There we go. I'm going to trim that bit down a little bit. Trim this bit down. And we will just unravel that just a little bit so it's consistent on both sides. Let's see. Do I don't have any bling in my drawer up here. That's a shame. Do have a bit of Wink of Stella. So I am going to put a bit of Wink of Stella on his toes and a bit on his eyes as well. Just a couple of little drops there. There we go. So that is our rosette owl. I think he's pretty cute. What do you reckon? He does look kind of cute. You can do it in whatever colour that you want. He is kind of cute. You can make him as big or as small as you want. I probably, in hindsight, should have used these circles in the middle to make the rosette just that little bit smaller. So it's just a little bit of fun. But I will show you. Oh, he does need a beak. Oh, do we have a little... He does need a beak. I thought I had a little bit of yellow left. Can we put... I don't know if that's going to be big enough for his beak. He does definitely need a square of yellow for the beak. Let's just see if this piece works. If it doesn't, I can put another. You are absolutely right, Fiona. Try this one. And if this isn't the right size, I can replace it after I finish videoing. But I think he needs a little beak. That's probably not big enough, but that'll be our marker beak. Okay, I'll fix him and put a proper beak on him. Just a little triangle, I think, would work. But he does need a beak. Didn't even think about that. But yeah, so that is our little rosette owl. I hope you like that one. I think he's cute and he's a bit different and not something that you'd make for anyone, but I do think he's super cute. And I'm just going to move that mangy bit out the way and I'll go back and I'll just re-show the people who weren't on before. Oh, goodness. I hate this when you share with someone and they don't clean off your desk. Okay. Just having a moment. Okay, let's go back and have another look at the cards that I showed before and the other projects I made using that round we go set. So this is one of the scrap pages that we used, that I did. So this is using the rosette. It's just one piece of the rosette and I've made it into quarters. So that, I'll move that down. And that is, oh, I don't know what paper that is. It's a very bright paper. Now this is from the, this little frame is actually part of, and the little heart are part of the Emperor, I can't say it, Emperor packs, yeah, something like that. So so that's when we were Steve and I were very young. And then, so keeping with a scrapbook theme, this is, oh, so that photo was when we were in Thailand playing with tigers. This photo is one on a houseboat in India. You could make a hungry caterpillar, Megan. You really could. I would like to see you do that. So this is the same, so this is the Unbound Beauty paper, and originally I was going to have rosettes here and rosettes there, and I put them on and went, you know what, I just like it with one. And it does remind me of Fiona, of a mirror, like one of those Art Deco mirrors. And yeah, so yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of paper. Now, a 2-inch strip will give you a really good rosette. Okay, hi Kim, thanks for watching. So there are our first two made with that Round We Go. Then, and I'll leave the one that I think is best to last. Hi Kay, thanks for watching. So this is using the same Round We Go set. That's a Wanted to Say dies. I don't know if that's still current. I really like this one, and it's just, as I said, Summer Splash, Peach Pie, Lemon Lime Twist, and Azure Afternoon. Azure Afternoon doesn't get a lot of play in my oh, Kim, I was thinking of you when I was making this project tonight, because remember we used to make rosette owls a long time ago. I was thinking of you. So this one, again, I've used the rosette die to cut an edge, and use the detailed dies to actually cut into the background as well. Okay, and so that's a bit different too. And again, this is Summer Splash, Peach Pie, and Shy Shamrock. Then I did a combination of the stamps and the rosettes to make a slimline card, and then this is there is some Coastal Cabana in here, some Summer Splash, and some Pool Party, and a bit of heat embossing because it's such a nice set. Then I wanted to keep it really simple. Now, I didn't line it up properly, and by the time, and that was the last one that I did, so I just went, you know what, it doesn't look too bad. But and I was doing that manually, not using a stamping platform, so I decided that I'm just going to go with it, because not every card has to be perfect. Okay, then Now, as I said at the beginning of this is gold embossed, but my embossing powder is very old. So these are newspapers that are a new ribbon that are coming out in September. So it's from the Peaceful Seasons. I can't remember the name of the bundle, but it's very, very nice, and it was lots of fun. So you'll see with this one, I turned the rosette round. So rather than having the rounded ends out, I put the spiky ends out, and it still worked. So so you can do lots. You can make Christmas decorations with this rosette as well. So that is just 2 of the rosette pieces. And then this is my wild card one. And this is using, I'll show you, these dies from the Round We Go bundle. So these 2 dies here. So you just cut 3 of each for each flower. 3 of that, 3 of whichever, sorry. So 3 of those for this flower, the bigger flower, and 3 of those for a little flower. And yeah, and I did that one because I thought it was just so different. And I used the bow punch as well. So, and just use my blending brush to blend these. So as I said, if these are part of this product showcase, so for this month, this set, this bundle. So if you buy that bundle from me this month or until the end of September, you will get 4 tutorials free. Okay, so and yeah, I just think they're so pretty, and the pink is really lovely and vivid, and yeah, so, and if you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll also get a tutorial as well using this set. So yeah, and last month the set was product showcase was sketch butterflies, and I've decided if anyone buys that before the end of September, they'll also get the tutorials, and you only get the tutorials if you buy the bundle. And until next year, and I'll do all 52 tutorials together and sell them together. So there are 4 tutorials in the bundle. Okay. So yeah, I think this is everybody's favourite. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this Friday night. We've got our champagne and crafts kit night, and I'm really excited about the projects. They're all prepped and ready to go. I don't think I will be able to make cookies this week. I don't think I want to share my germs with everybody, but I will have something yummy for supper. So I'm really looking forward to it too, Kim. So it'll be lots of fun, and yeah, and there's some really good ideas. So this was tonight's project. I really hope that you like it, and I hope that you like the others. And over the next 2 weeks, I'll be or till the end of the month, I'll be sharing different links on my blog, from the blog, for these projects as well, so you can have a look at those, a closer look. All right, I think that's all from me. If you haven't booked into next week's class, book in, because I need to order the stamp sets. And if you already have the Icons of Christmas stamp set, or you don't like it, you can swap it out for a different stamp. So just let me No. All right. Until next week, everyone have a fantastic week and happy creating. And bye for now.